Welcome.
Okay, yeah, I think we're here. We're
Okay.
recording.
Yeah, everything's good.
Everything is good. And to show us how good we are, we're going to tell Brandon to do something.
Brandon, hit it!
Oh, yeah!
Cats in the cradle in the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. And, you know, we do different things every time we record, and we're going to do something different this time as well.
What?
So we're going to bring in our actual sponsor again right now.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. And so we are sponsored by
Doc R. Haldeman LLC.
bringing you happiness and healing in a myriad of forms. And here she is. Let me take my headset off, hand it to her, Doc R. Haldeman.
Woo! But you can contact her at 702-258-7860. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm like cuddling up next to you here, buddy. Making it real awkward for us both.
I'm just gonna scoot back here.
Well, if you don't talk in the mic, they're not going to hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome, Dr. Haldeman.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so there's been a little bit of sicknesses going on recently.
Yes.
Around the world and everywhere.
I don't know about around the world, but I do know for sure that it's here.
So when you are, some of the colds and flus that have been going around, what herb would you recommend they take?
Well, like a good typical herb, it's a Chinese herbal formula for like flu, a little cough, some nasal congestion, so it's a typical cold flu type thing, is an herb called Resilient Warrior or Ren Shen Baidu San.
Okay, so hold on. So she just said Ren Shen Baidu San.
And if you don't know what that means
Resilient Warrior.
Okay, so one of the things that happens regularly in our household, and this is why I want to have you on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, one of us will have an ailment of some sort, and you'll say, hey, you need to take whatever herb.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And so none of us has any idea what any of these things are. So I just want you to, so like last night you said, Ralph, go take this. So what did you tell Ralph to go take last night?
He has a little bit of a drier lung, so people who have bronchitis during the winter time, a little more asthmatic, a little more struggle to breathe. It's an herbal formula called Sha Shen Mein Dong Dong.
Shoshan Mind Dong Dong.
It's called autumn rain in Chinese medicine.
So the part that's so hard for us, right? So say that again.
Sha Shen Mai Man Dong Tong.
All right, so you got an 11-year-old kid, right? I mean, he can read. And you're like, hey, go take Shashing Baidu Bama. And we're like, what in the world are you saying?
I bet you could just say, go take like some gibberish, and we would be like, I can't find it.
And so then what happens is we're like, which one is it? And you're like yelling at us like slowly, like, Ren Shen Bayus. And we're like, I don't, like, what is that? How do you even spell that?
Yeah. Like, Ren with an XYZ.
That is exactly right.
We're like, Chi. I'm like, there's no CHI. It's QI. We're like, well, there should be a U with a Q.
Yeah. Yes, and there's a word called Xiao. It's XIAO, so that's a little more confusing. So yes, I understand your
Can
troubles.
you give us some more details, like what problems you can help with?
Well, there's an herb that's very typical that I think everybody, including mothers of young children, should have on their shelf, and it's called jade screen or jade windscreen in the Chinese.
Yeah, what's the Chinese version?
The Chinese version is Yu Ping Feng. So Yu Ping Feng blank. The last word varies. So sometimes it's Tong, sometimes it's Pian, sometimes it's Wan, sometimes it's San. So that
never
confusing.
The last word is indicative of what form it is. So if it's a tea, a tincture, a pill, a capsule, like all that kind of a thing. So
okay, so and why should everybody have that on the shelf?
Because it's like the first front line for immunity. There's 3 herbs in it, and one of them is it's called the wind herb or feng feng. So it's very much goes to the nose. So like if you have little kids who go to school and they are getting colds all the time, this is a great first line herb for them to take regularly. So it's just a really great herb to have on your shelf.
Okay.
Nice.
So people have allergies, seasonal allergies. If you get an itchy nose, stuff like that. It's really great.
All right. Okay. I think we're good with our sponsorship moment by Doc R. Haldeman.
Yeah.
Do you like that we say that you're bringing happiness and healing to the world?
Oh,
In
I
a
love
myriad
it
of
so
ways.
much.
Do you have any success stories you want to share right now? Put you
Yes.
on the spot.
Okay, so there was a friend whose son has struggles with sleeping. He has insomnia. He's a child. I think he might be in first or second grade or
Hold
something
on.
like that.
Do you think it was the pillow?
Usually people blame the pillow. The pillow is going to be blamed first, typically.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was the pillow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably because he has a lot of trouble in the springtime and he has mild trouble in this fall, kind of into the colder season. And so last spring he had a huge issue sleeping, and so I recommended this one particular herb for him, and it solved the problem. He was not sleeping for 3 weeks. She says, I need help. And I said, okay, here's an herb. And so it resolved the problem like right away. And then just recently she said, what's that herb called again? He hasn't been sleeping for 3 nights. I said, here, it's this herb. So it's interesting because this particular herb helps to build up yin or moisture in the body, and sleeping time is yin time or moisture time. And if we don't have enough moisture, and you get a lot of moisture from eating grains that work well for your body chemistry, if you don't transition well into the season and you're having insomnia just seasonally, that's a really great thing to make sure you're eating breakfast and making sure there's a good grain in the breakfast. And I'm not talking about cold cereal, which is a typical thing that a lot of people eat for breakfast because that's like eating cardboard. So
That's some good tasting cardboard.
it is. It's delicious. We all love our cold cereal, but it's not no bueno. So anyway, yeah, just gave her an herb to give to him, administer to him, and he was fine after a day. That night he slept. So
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you for our sponsor, Doc R. Haldeman. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Johnny, entertain us.
So, I was going down the street. No, I don't know. I got nothing.
All right, let me get my mic situated here. Make sure I can.
We did something this week.
What did we do?
We went to Nate Bargatze.
Oh, good times.
Very good times.
So,
Shout out to Grandma, because I would not have gone without her being under the weather.
if it wasn't for her being sick, you would not have made it.
But
So that was my Christmas gift to them.
Yeah. Oh.
Last year.
Wow. Oh. Okay.
And Nate had to cancel the show that he had that we were going to go to like in September, October.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, whatever happens. Assassination attempts. And so we went Wednesday, had a great time, and because Grandma was sick, you were able to go.
Yeah, but so
This is your second time going to see him.
Yeah, second time, and yeah, it was a really nice time. I saw Nate Bargatze's dad both times, and he's hilarious. Like his act this time was so funny.
So funny.
It was hilarious.
So there's a line that I know you loved. So he got himself put in a straitjacket. He's trying to get out of it. He's struggling with it.
Yeah. And then he's like, his like arm up here or whatever, and he's like, this reminds me of the day I was born. There's a lot of pushing and a lot of bright lights. And it was so funny.
It was a good time. Nate Bargatze is always funny. I mean, he was trying out some new material, you could tell.
Yeah.
He ended with this hilarious bit that I'm sure you'll end up seeing at some point, like on a Netflix special or whatever. But a text message thread with his family that was just very, very funny. Yeah,
it was like basically like that his sister ended up almost going to Mexican prison. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very funny story. So look, Nate's a big fan of our podcast. We hope, hopefully, just like Babylon B is a big fan of our podcast.
Crossing our fingers for another special listener.
Well, you did meet his dad again.
Yeah, I did. I didn't tell him about the podcast though.
A missed opportunity.
But he did this cool trick where I had a little fancy shirt pocket right here. So he put a red card in there, and then he tapped my shirt, and I pulled out, and it's blue.
Yeah, I was watching it because we saw him from afar and said, hey, you should go talk to him again.
Yeah.
And so you did. You were brave. You went down and talked to him, and I kind of saw it from afar. I took a picture of it, so we'll put a picture on there of this part of the podcast so you can see that.
But also he also did this other trick where he splits the deck in half, and he like basically puts half the car's facing up and half the car's facing down and combines them. So the deck is all messed up. And he told me, okay, shake it. And I shook it once or twice, and it was all the same, going the same way after that. I was like, what?
That's wild.
I know. I have no idea what was going on. I don't know.
So as we were driving home, put on some kind of calming music because it was late, and by the time we got home, like I didn't want to be amped up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to be rocking
Let's get
out.
to bed.
Let's go there. We got this.
Yeah.
And so there was a song that we were listening to on the radio. Do you remember, or on the Apple Music? Do you remember what that was?
I don't remember what it was called, but I remember what it should have been called.
All right, what should it have been called?
So it's like, what is it by? Who's it by?
I'm gonna look. We can't really play music because we don't have the rights to it. But so I'm gonna ask somebody who's standing right behind the camera to play the song. So go ahead and play just a little bit of the song. This was it.
Yeah.
All right, so what should have this been called?
Copperface.
Copperface.
And instead it's like something.
Air on the G string.
Who's okay? No offense to those of you that remember that, but who is going to remember that?
But what's funny is you were saying like this is not an appropriate name for a song.
Yeah.
Like on the G string, like what's going on here? Like
yeah.
Families are gonna be listening to this together.
Yeah. This is not appropriate at all.
I don't think they meant the G string you were thinking of.
Well, I mean, you never know. Like, people back in the days, you know?
I thought they were a little more modest back in the day. You think they were a little more frivolous back then?
I think they were more frivolous. I don't even know what that word means.
But that's definitely what they were.
Frivolous?
Yeah, oh yeah, they were just, they were crazy back then.
Yeah, with the G strings.
And all the air on it.
Yeah.
So that just made me laugh. You're like, hey, what is this air on the G string? They need to be careful how they name these songs. I think you said Copperface because like the cover of the album had a copper face on it.
It did. Yeah.
That made me laugh. Good time, good show.
Yeah, good show.
I had a conversation with Addison, your sister.
No way. Okay, hold it.
Yeah.
Before you even... Baby Eliza is crawling.
She's army crawling. She's not crawling, but she's army crawling.
She's moving around. She's scooting and tooting.
Like it's no longer like set her there and she can't go anywhere.
Yeah, now it's like set her there and you don't know where she's been. Like she walks in the door one day, like where have you been?
She has a pack of cigarettes in her purse.
Yeah.
And a G-string on with air.
and then she's holding hands with her new boyfriend.
What's going on here? Hey, don't you touch that girl's hand.
Yeah, back off, man.
So I was asked the question. I'm going to ask you this question. This is the question she asked me. I don't think this is a real offer.
Oh.
Maybe it is. Would you sell pictures of your feet for the internet for $500?
For $500?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, maybe. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, I don't think I would, like, I wouldn't, like, want to know, I would not want people to know that I'm sending feet pics.
No.
And who is buying them?
I don't know who look, there's people that have a certain weird fetishes, or maybe you should call it weird because that's judgmental, but people have fetishes where they like certain things.
No offense to people who have foot fetishes.
No offense to you at all. We apologize.
Yeah.
But, so I guess, here's a question. What's the difference between, like, say, a foot model, like somebody who's going to, like, they're like modeling toenail polish.
Yeah.
And somebody who's just taking random pictures of their feet and selling them on the internet. Like, what's the difference between those two?
One of them is actually like modeling, and the other one is just taking pictures of their feet and selling them on the internet.
But isn't that kind of a way how you become a model? Like, you got to establish a portfolio.
Yeah.
So, long story short,
wait, what is portfolio?
So it would be like, if you wanted to become a
Too
model.
much. Okay. We can next segment.
So like our logo that we're working on, she showed us some various logos that she's worked on in the past. That would be her portfolio.
Oh, that's cool.
We are close. We are close to having our logo finalized.
And I don't know what I want. I do not know what I want for the last three.
Well, I told her, I sent out to a bunch of people, and I told her, hey, this is the most common response, but this is the one that I like the most. Mm. So fix up the most common, but do a little doodad with the one that I like.
Yeah. No, we won't disclose that on here.
No, you're gonna have to
If
wait.
you're asking.
Inside stuff you don't care about. We should have had this conversation outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
I want to give you some parental advice. This is something, maybe a segment. I don't know.
Well,
If you have like questions,
Yeah.
This is a good opportunity.
I never have any questions.
Parental advice from Josh Holden. Now, look, I often think I'm a good parent, and then I'll find out stuff about my kids. I'm like, it turns out I'm not a good parent.
You are not a good parent.
I married a good parent. Like I married Renee, and she's a great parent.
Oh.
Like I'm okay. I
was
didn't
like-
marry my parents.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well,
Awkward.
number one dad.
So I was talking to a friend of mine. This story is going to get a little crazy.
Oh my gosh, no way.
So I was talking to a good friend of mine at work,
Yeah.
and he got a phone call, which is one of those phone calls that in a way we kind of appreciate, but in a way you're like, I don't know if I really wanted that phone call.
You
So
found out that your son or daughter was in jail?
So you found out that your son or daughter maybe had done something that you didn't think that they would have done.
Oh.
So my friend says, oh my gosh, dude, you're never going to believe this.
Yeah.
I get a call from a buddy. He has security cameras outside his house.
Huh?
And he said, so he gets this phone call. He says, yeah, so I've seen, I have footage of your son where he, I'll use the term defecated. Do you know what that means?
Nope.
He pooped
Oh.
and spread it all over the hood of somebody's car.
Oh. That is nasty. That is terrible.
That is
nasty.
terribly nasty, right? And so my friend is, let's pretend that happens to you, right? You get this phone call and you find out that that was your son. What do you do?
Oh. I sit him down and I say, what is wrong with you? That's all. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, so what about, like, do you kill him? I mean, what's the punishment other than death?
Well, so since he pooped on somebody else's car, you have to go clean it, and then you have to walk back, and you can't use your car anymore. Depending on how old they are. I bet
They're old enough to drive. Oh yeah.
Yeah, their car is gone, and
So for how long? How long are you doing all this?
I don't know, like a week or two. Like, it's not like it can be washed. Like they have to pay for the car. You have to pay for the car wash or something. But like I probably no friends too for a while because that's just like.
So when my friend first got this information, like he literally wanted to kill this kid.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill his kid.
Oh, his kid?
He wanted to kill him. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to kill your own kid, but there's times where you're like, what's going on? Like I thought I was a good parent. Like and here you are doing this. Like it's kind of like one of those blow to the ego moments, I guess.
Yeah. Like I have such a good family. What my kid just pooped on
My
the car.
children are angels. You know what's funny? So I'll get back to this in a second. So when I was a kid, I remember we'd go to California a lot on vacation. We'd go to the
poop on
beach.
all the cars.
No, we did not. So we'd go to the beach, and inevitably you stop at Barstow, right? And so there was one time we stopped at Barstow, and we were at the Del Taco, that original Del Taco in Barstow. We've stopped there a number of times.
Oh yeah.
And so we had a young family, and so there's probably like 5 of us within 11 and under, or whatever the age ranges were. I don't know.
Yeah.
And some family is complimenting my parents. They're saying like, wow, your children are so well behaved. At that very moment,
Yeah.
I had a hot sauce packet in a garbage can, and I'm squeezing it, and it blows up in my face.
That is comedy gold.
It's like at the very moment, oh, your kids are so well behaved. Boom! They're like, yeah, there's always that one kid. So anyway,
We're not sure about it.
I think he's he may not be related. I don't know.
Yeah.
So my friend, rather than attacking the problem at that moment, he said, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it tonight with my son because I'm so mad right now. Like I can't think clearly.
Yeah.
And so he took a day to just kind of digest it and kind of let it work through the system. And then he was able to have a conversation and kind of have a good resolution with it.
Yep.
So anyway, long story short, don't poop on cars.
Yeah, do not.
That is so gross on so many levels.
Yeah, like what would make you do that? That's like.
So I asked him later. I was like, did a follow up, like what? And I said, why did he do that? And he goes, I don't know. My friends told me I should do it. So they thought it was funny.
What?
That's just
That is
teenage
so
boys are
weird.
stupid. Teenage boys are stupid.
Excuse me?
You're a young teen, you will get dumber and dumber. So it's funny, like, in your mind, you're going to get smarter and smarter over the next few years.
Yeah.
But everyone else's mind, you are going to be dumber and dumber.
I have so many good ideas nowadays. Like back in the day, I'm like, why didn't I think of this before? You know? Like, I figured out how to, like, if there's a fire, okay? So say there's a fire.
There are fires right now.
Okay. In California.
Sad. It's actually tragic.
That is super sad. But okay, so say I'm in a building, like let's say I'm on the 3rd floor of a building, okay, and there's a fire. I'm like, oh crap! So here I get a chair, okay, and I jump out the window. I'm standing on the chair, okay, and right before I hit the ground, I jump off the chair, and that would cancel out me hurting my legs, because.
It's got to be true. Like, yeah. So I've wondered this, right? So that's where we talked about this, the theory of relativity, and this is where you're going to be wrong on this. So do the same thing with you're in an elevator, right? Yeah. You're in the 10th floor of an elevator, and it's falling, but you can see it's like a glass elevator, so you can see, okay, we're about to land, so I'm going to jump at the last minute so I can counteract that boom hitting the ground. Yeah. You're still falling. I mean, I don't. Maybe we should try this.
We should try this.
We 100% need to try this. This is a really good idea. This is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. This is a great idea.
Because you're going to be falling at a very rapid pace of speed.
So it would be harder to jump, but you could still do it.
I think you're still going to get jacked up. You're getting jacked up, Johnny.
But less jacked up, I say.
Maybe. So, I mean, the test group is you have to have one person jump, then you have to have somebody else not jump. Yeah. I'll do it with you, but I'm jumping.
Okay. Whoa. You are not jumping. I am jumping.
No, I called dibs. I said it first.
Who came up with the idea?
Which is why you need to be the one that doesn't jump.
Okay, whatever.
You can be on the chair.
Okay, that'll be fine.
All right, you said something earlier this week that was funny. You were talking about women's makeup. Do you remember what you said?
I was actually in the same car about Copperface, right?
It was, yeah. The same drive home from the comedy show.
I don't know. It was something about, like, what is it?
Yep, go ahead and say eyeliner again, because it's still wrong. It's mascara is what you're referring to. Yeah. So you said, I don't understand mascara. No, In fact, no, I think you said I hate mascara, and I don't understand why women wear it.
Well, I didn't say I hate it. I don't hate it. Like,
the note I have says JJ hates mascara, but he calls it eyeliner.
Yeah, I don't understand eyeliner.
It's not eyeliner that you're talking about. You're talking about the stuff that goes on the eyelashes. Yeah. That is mascara.
Eyeliner.
So why do you hate it, though? Why do you hate it?
Eyeliner, okay. So eyeliner...
You got to speak in the mic.
Oh, yeah, sorry, man. Eyeliner. So eyeliner...
Not much in the mic.
Your eyelashes line your eyes. But then mascara... Mask is your era.
So you can call it whatever you want, but you're just wrong. Okay. So the stuff that goes in your eyelashes is mascara. Why do you not like that? Don't you like it?
I don't notice it. Like it's just making your eyes a little more black, and it's expensive too.
So I don't disagree with you. This brings us back to something we talked about a long time ago. Like, most of the time women put on like perfume or makeup for other women. Like, guys, we don't. There's some stuff we notice, but for a lot of it, we don't even notice. Yeah. Like I'll give you a perfect example. So there's a lady at work. Mm-hmm. And she has a son getting married coming up. In fact, she's a big listener, so shout out to Tammy. Yeah. And so her son's getting married, so she had to buy a dress. Mm-hmm. But the problem is so say there is another formal occasion that she goes to later on this year. Yeah. She won't be able to wear that dress. Why? Great question, Johnny. That is a great question. Why? And the answer is because she wore it already. I'm equally confused.
So hold up. I wore a suit, a blue suit.
You can wear it as many times as you want.
Yeah, I wore a blue suit to Addie's wedding. Yep. And after that, I wore it to church next Sunday.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I just kept on wearing it. I wore it for a couple of years too.
But if you were a girl, you couldn't wear, and this is a girl rule. Guys have nothing to do with this, because like there's been these formal dinners that Renee and I have gone to for work. And so she goes down to the Dillard's Clearance Center. She finds a nice gown. She wears it. And then like 6 months later, like inevitably, there's another event or something like that. Yeah. She's like, what am I going to wear? I'm like, I don't know. Like, wear whatever you wore last time because you haven't worn it since then. Yeah. And she's like, no, I got to get something. It's like, and look, she's getting these gowns that aren't very expensive because they're at the clearance center, so it's not like she's out spending hundreds of dollars on a dress. But there's times where women literally will spend hundreds of dollars on a dress and they only wear it one time.
Like Marge had a chain.
Yeah, Marge on that one episode.
Yeah, and she got invited to a country club, and she had to
repurpose the event.
Yeah, she had to cut up her dress too. That was.
She turned it into like a jumpsuit and then a
skirt or something.
Yeah. Pretty ingenious of Marge to do all that.
Yeah. But that would take a lot of time.
So long story short, you don't like mascara because you don't notice it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I can tell that you aren't wearing mascara right now or eyeliner. I can tell that you're not wearing both of them.
What if we get to a point with this podcast that we actually have to wear makeup?
I won't. I probably won't.
Because like people on the news, like they wear makeup. Like guys, they wear makeup.
I don't think I need.
Like, look, we're super pasty white.
Yeah, but like, what is makeup gonna do? What?
It's gonna make us not white, or not as white, I guess.
But like, I don't like. Why would I do that? Why would I want to be not as white? You know, you are what you are. You know.
So right now, people are watching us on Spotify potentially.
Hopefully.
Assuming apologies. Last episode. We were video recording it, and then
the camera died.
Camera died on us, and then I lost the recording. We had the audio, but we lost the video.
Yeah,
thank goodness. But anyway, so people you were looking really handsome last week. You were wearing a tie and everything.
Yep.
But anyway, so people are watching this, and the main thing they're thinking is,
"God dang, those guys are white."
No, and they're also like for you, they're like, how are black headphones just levitating over that white circle?
Yep. I don't think they see a white circle there. How are those black headphones? Wait, let me check my surroundings.
Yeah.
Yep, just a white circle.
What's going on here?
And my hair is like, I don't know what color is my hair? Blonde?
Blonde. You're blondie.
Very blonde.
You're blondie.
Mm-hmm.
You said something funny about reading this past week. In fact, you said it 2 times, and it was funny both times.
Oh.
Do you remember what it was?
No. Oh, wait, is it about Spanish?
No, it was about me discouraging you from reading.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's late at night or whatever, and I'll like, okay, I'm going to read my book now, because, you know, and then you're like, no, go to bed. And I'm like, okay, so now we're discouraging me from reading. Because, like, you're always encouraging me, like, Johnny, you got to read your book. And I'm like, I don't want to, you know, but now, I'm like, okay, I'm going to read my book here. Nope, go to bed. So...
But don't you think it makes sense? It's like 10 o'clock at night. Like, dude, go to bed. You got to wake up early for school and for jazz band, all that stuff. Like, dude, go to bed.
That's okay. Yeah. I won't read for too long. Like, I never read for too long. Like,
yeah. Hence the reason you're taking so long to get through your dang books, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, man. This guy.
God dang. That's a word of the week. Word of the past 2 weeks, probably.
Do you want to go back on a past highlight?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, past highlight. This is brought to you by Highlighter Pens.
Oh.
New sponsor, Bic.
Bic?
Bringing you the Highlighter Pen. All right, here we go.
We do Wordle. We'll do connections, like these New York Times word games. And there's a Wordle group chat that we have.
Yeah.
And then there's this connections group chat that is me and 2 of my brothers and my mom.
Yeah.
And my mom posted a screenshot from a side Wordle chat that she's a part of, that I'm not a part of, on this connections chat with me, my brothers, and her.
Yeah.
And it was like, it just kind of felt like, you know what? Like, I know anytime you're part of a group chat, just know there is a side chat that is going on that they may be talking about you that you are completely unaware of, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I just want you to have some FOMO over that.
I'm a little disappointed that you didn't tell me about this connections chat or this side Wordle chat either. Yeah,
because you're not a part of it.
Yeah, you feel kind of down right now, but I feel double down because I'm double out.
Yeah, you're not part of it at all. Like you'll put your connections on the Wordle chat.
Oh my gosh, my voice! I cannot get over the fact of how high my voice is.
And it's just, I just promised you, your voice is going to get even deeper as we keep doing this.
And then I'll look back and I'm like, God dang, my voice is high.
But I think that's part of the fun. I mean, again, I think this is part of the fun of us doing this as in this time of your life. You know, you're growing up and you're changing and you're becoming a man.
Yeah, that's what I sounded like. That's what it.
But even my voice is going to change. Like my voice,
I mean, just think of when we go and talk to folks that are older, right? I mean, like sometimes their voice gets weaker and stuff like that. Like my voice will change, and it's like your kids will be like, "Whoa, who's that guy you were talking to when you were a little boy?"
That's Grandpa Homer.
That's Grandpa Homer, and they were like, "That's Grandpa Homer. That guy's an old fart.
Yeah.
He used to be young."
There's no way. But that I don't like. I feel like that's true. There's always another group chat. You know.
They're always look, and that's okay. That's where you just got to be thick in your own skin. Like, who cares? Just be confident in who you are.
Yeah.
You know, there's always something else going on. There's a group chat that I have with a bunch of my friends, and as a joke around Christmas time, like the chat was going back and forth, and one guy said something, and he said, "Oh, I hope that doesn't get me kicked out of the chat." And so, as a joke, like I removed him from the chat.
Yeah.
And then, like a minute later, like I added him back in.
Yeah.
But then somehow somebody else inadvertently removed him. And so we met up for lunch on Friday.
Yeah.
And one of the guys in the chat was like, said to him on the side, like, "Hey, you gonna come to lunch with us on Friday?" He's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
He goes, "We're going to lunch on Friday. Haven't you been getting the chat messages?" He's like, "I haven't seen anything from that for like 4 weeks."
Oh. So you actually kicked him out.
So I did kick him out, but I did add him back, but somebody else kicked him out.
So somebody had the same idea as you. I'm going to kick him out.
He just didn't add him back.
Oh.
He went below the belt.
That is not good.
I did not watch any movies this past week, so I have no movies to review in the podcast that does not review movies. Brought to you by Cinemark. Get your movie pass now.
Oh yeah, now.
Take advantage of it. There's always a good movie in the theater.
Hold it. Pause the podcast and get your Cinemark movie pass now.
Actually, don't even pause the podcast. Keep listening because we're going to end here soon, and then just go get it. Did
But
you any movies, any shows you watched?
I started watching what's it called? I started watching Napoleon Dynamite today. But there's a very good show that I recommend to everybody. It's called Loki. It is very good.
So I'm going to I guarantee you that Loki is not that good.
Yeah, it's actually, no, like.
Is it a Marvel thing?
It is a Marvel
thing. So it's
thing.
not that good.
No, you haven't seen it though.
It doesn't matter.
Like, it does matter because it's good. Like, I'm not joking. Like, what's a movie that I watched tonight, but you were like, oh, Carry On. It's better than Carry On.
I don't know what Carry On is. Oh, that movie was terrible.
It's way better than Carry On. Way better.
Carry On would be a lot better if it was about that song. Carry on my wayward son.
I don't think I've ever heard okay.
There'll be peace with you are gone.
Yeah.
No, not ringing a bell?
No, I don't know. Who's
right.
by?
It's by a singer. Carry On, Wayward Son. Kansas.
Kansas?
Carry on my
Whoa, where did this come from? Yeah, I think I've heard that song.
Yeah, so that'd be a lot better show. We don't have rights to his music. We get sued.
Yeah, so.
Just an angel. That's an angelic course. Yeah. Last thing I want to talk about. We're going to be done. Do you realize that back in the day there were smoking sections in restaurants?
I actually do.
Have you ever been in a restaurant where there was a smoking section?
I have not.
So it was the craziest thing. So like you'd be hanging out with some buddies. You're like, hey, let's go get a bite to eat. You'd show up and you go to the hostess station. And
hostess?
It's like
the donut place?
No.
Like they sell
like
donuts?
the cupcakes, the
Yeah.
Twinkies and things like that. So they're handing out Twinkies station.
Yeah.
And so you'd say like, hey, we got 6 people in our group, and they'll say, well, which section would you like, smoking or non-smoking? Mm-hmm. And you say, oh, we'd prefer non-smoking. And they'd say it's about a 30-minute wait. And then you're like, how long in the smoking section? We can get you seated right now. And so you're like, do we wait 30 minutes?
Or get high off secondhand smoking.
Well, you're not getting high. You're just getting you're getting sick off of what you are. And so you take a look at the smoking section. You're like, there's not that many people in there, and some of them aren't even smoking, so let's just go smoking. And then not always, but lots of the time, somebody lights up a cigarette, and like you're just like, ugh, like you're eating your burger, and all of a sudden it's just like somebody blowing a cigarette smoke right in your face. It smells like an ashtray and stuff. It's gross.
Ooh.
But even further back, there used to be a smoking section on an airplane.
What?
Yeah. So you've been in airplanes. How's that going to work?
I don't know. Because then, what if you drop your cigarette? You don't put it out fully.
So you're not even dropping it. Forget all that stuff. The air is good. It's all recirculating.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you're in the front of the plane smoking and I'm in the back of the plane not smoking. I'm getting your secondhand smoke.
Yeah.
So if next time you go on an airplane, notice they say no smoking, and then they even specify when you're in the lavatory, there's no smoking.
Laboratory?
the bathroom.
Oh.
Like, I want to know
the bathroom circulates?
Well, you can't smoke in the bathroom either. That's what they're saying, is you can't smoke on the plane at all, including the bathroom. But I want to know, who's this guy who's going, that like needs a cigarette so bad that he's going in there and like, I need a cigarette right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know.
Long story short, say no to smoking.
Say no to all drugs.
Yeah. And go back and listen to those herbs that Renee told you to get. And look, you can listen to it, whatever she said. You're going to have no idea what it is you're supposed to buy.
Yep.
You're going to be like, oh, I should buy this on Amazon. You
You
don't even know how
type
to.
it in, and you won't even know. You can type, just add some random letters in there. Throw an X, Y, Z, Q.
throw QI and an XIAO or whatever.
Yeah, you know, just
and then call Renee and say, hey, Renee, what were those herbs I was supposed to take? And she'll be like, she'll say, and you're like, I got nothing. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't go see her and she'll get herbs, or you can just go talk to her and she can, order those herbs out for you.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have anything to end us with? Any words of wisdom?
Yeah, just don't do drugs, and have a good day.
You know what we ought to do one more time?
What?
Have Brandon hit it.
Oh yeah, Brandon, hit it.
Oh yeah!
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.